Christian experience or being in church, but nevertheless, the underlying thing there is service. Amen. Serve one another. Are we willing to serve one another? Are we willing to be of service? See, we must recognize the gift. Secondly, we must be of service. And that's where I go back to when I say that is you may be a supporting part of the ministry or of the church. And so you need to get into that place, recognize what that place is, and function in it to the best of your ability. Why? Because that makes you a 100-fold Christian. Amen? That puts you in that place where Jesus will one day say to you, "Well done, thou good and faithful servant. Enter into the joys of the Lord." Amen? You see, so we have to recognize what our purpose and plan is. You know, as our conversation with Melanie and I were discussing, we come to the realization that Albert was in his purpose, in his place. He wasn't called to be and to do what his wife was called to be and to do. He was called to be and to do what his part was, to be that supporting, underlying ministry to the other ministry. And that's hard for a lot of us to take, because we like the glory, don't we? We like to be out there and people to see us. Well, some of us like that. To be in the forefront of the thing, you know, to be known, to be recognized, to be famous. Isn't that what you're all looking for? Fame, money, glory? Oh, it isn't? Oh, okay. But you see, he recognized that he had service. And see, a lot of people look at him and say, "Well, why didn't he do such and this and that and the other?" He was fulfilling his purpose and plan. The God's purpose and plan, amen? So we have to recognize. You see, the usher might be the most spiritual person in there. He might be walking perfectly in his relationship with God, fulfilling what God called him to do. Psalms, and I believe it was David that said, "It's better that I be a doorkeeper in the house of God." Right? Wouldn't it be better to be a doorkeeper? Wouldn't it be better to be the greeter? Let's put it in today's terms. The greeter that stands at the door, greets everyone as they come in, which is how most traditional churches do. And to realize, and that person to be 100% in the will of God. Amen? We don't think of it in terms, because we treat success as the world looks at success. By the numbers. By the numbers. How many people did you get saved? Well, let's put it the way they do. How many people did we have at church today? How many was there? Our attendance is up. We've got 1,000. We've got 10. Whatever. It's by the numbers. How big was the offering today? Oh, we took in X number of dollars. You know, wow, we're doing good. We've got this number of people, and we got this much money come in today. And wow, we can pay the bills this week. Oh. Do not err, my brother. He said here, what is the purpose? The whole purpose is to serve. If it weren't so, God would just, once you're saved, He'd drop an angel down and swoop you up and take you to heaven. But no, He gives an opportunity, first of all, to continue our relationship. Secondly, an opportunity to serve. Opportunity to serve. Well, you might say, I messed up so many times, God's given up on me. Well, let's see. Let's use Paul, who was Saul's example. He held the coats of them that stoned the Christians. And there isn't too much worse you can be unless you're the extra guy throwing the stone. That's pretty close, isn't it? He's only one person away. And yet God didn't give up on him. Amen? God said, that's okay. I mean, not that it's okay that he stoned, but it's okay. What's in the past is in the past. Leave it in the past. Today is a new day. Amen? Today's a new day. That day was a new day for Paul. Saul, who became Paul, the light came down and he was blinded, but he was blinded so that he could really see with his spiritual eyes and see that the one whom he persecuted was Jesus. So God didn't give up on him. Even Peter, everybody remembers Peter and the rooster. And the three rooster, yeah. And the three that was this modernizing the terminology. And after the rooster crowed 3 times, Peter remembered, didn't he? Peter remembered. But God didn't give up on him. Peter almost gave up on himself, but God wouldn't give up on him. God brought him back around, didn't he? So it doesn't make any difference where you're at. Maybe you realize that, yeah, maybe I've been after the glory, the gold and all that stuff. Or maybe my purpose in life is not what it could have been. But guess what? Today can be a new day, amen? Today you can come to the point and realize that you've been given spiritual gifts. Amen? Spiritual gifts, spiritual talents. And it says, Peter was admonishing them that they should continue to use those. Get them started, get them working, and continue using them in serving one another. Why? So that it says in that verse, in the 10th verse of 1 Peter 4, that that as a good trustee of God's many-sided favor. A good trustee. Are you a good trustee of the grace of God today? Are you a good trustee of it? Trustee is what? Trustee is a person who takes something and takes care of it for someone else.